I was working at a pub in rural Ireland when an American tourist came in and ordered a Guinness. I poured it the traditional way, letting it settle. He watched me with growing impatience. Finally, he slammed his hand on the bar and said, "Look, buddy, I don't have all day. In America, we get our beers in 30 seconds. Just fill it up and give it to me. This whole good things come to those wait thing is just an excuse for bad service. You guys could learn a thing or two from our bartenders." He then tried to pay with a $100 bill and got angry when I said we only take euros. An American exchange student was in my political science class in Germany. We were discussing the multi-party system. She raised her hand and very seriously asked the professor, "This is all very interesting, but why don't you guys just simplify things and have two parties like we do? A Republican one and a Democrat one, it just seems really confusing and inefficient to have all these little parties. It feels like you are making it complicated on purpose. America perfected democracy, so you should just copy our model." The professor was speechless for a solid minute. My friend is a police officer in London. He pulled over an American for driving on the wrong side of the road. The American leaned out the window and said, "Officer, I am an American citizen. I have diplomatic immunity." My friend explained that he was not a diplomat and was in fact a tourist in a rental car. The man then argued, "My U.S. driver's license gives me the right to drive anywhere in the world how I see fit. This is a violation of my constitutional rights. You can't just make up traffic laws for foreigners." He genuinely thought his rights as an American superseded UK law. I was on a guided tour of the Colosseum in Rome. An American man kept interrupting the guide to ask where the gift shop was. The guide politely said it was near the exit. The man then said, "No, I mean, where is the main gift shop inside the arena?" In America, a place like this would have kiosks everywhere. You could sell little gladiator helmets and foam swords. You are sitting on a gold mine here. You Italians really don't understand business. You build this amazing stadium and then forget to commercialize it properly. It's a real missed opportunity. An American couple moved into the apartment above me in Paris. A week later, they knocked on my door. The husband said, "Hi, we are having a problem. We can't find the garbage disposal switch in the sink. We have all this food waste and we don't know what to do with it." I explained that most Parisian apartments don't have garbage disposals. The wife looked horrified and said, "But that's so unsanitary. Where do the scraps go?" "You just throw them in the trash. That must attract rats. In America, every modern home has a disposal. This is like living in the Dark Ages." I met an American backpacker in a hostel in Vietnam. He was complaining that he couldn't find any good Mexican food. He told me, "I have been traveling through Asia for a month, and the lack of tacos is a serious problem. Every city in America has a dozen great taco trucks. It's a basic food group. How can a continent with billions of people not have a decent burrito? Oh, it's a fundamental flaw in their culture. I had to eat something called pho today, and it was just soup. It was not a satisfying meal." An American tourist at the Great Wall of China asked the guide, "So, which U.S. president built this, was it Roosevelt? It seems like a New Deal project. A big public works program to get people back to work." The guide tried to explain the wall was built over centuries by Chinese dynasties. The American just shook his head and said, "No, that can't be right. It looks like an American design, big and impressive. You are probably just saying that for national pride. We Americans are the best wall builders in the world. Everyone knows that." I worked at a hotel in Iceland. An American guest called the front desk at 2 Helmsjö M in the summer. He was furious. "I need to speak to a manager. The sun is still up. I can't sleep. You need to turn it off." I tried to explain the phenomenon of the midnight sun. He cut me off saying, "I don't pay for a hotel room in a country that doesn't have a proper night. This is false advertising. In America, the sun sets at a reasonable hour. You need to fix this or I want a full refund. This is the worst hotel service I have ever experienced." My cousin was an au pair for an American family living in Sweden. The family insisted on celebrating Thanksgiving in November. They couldn't find a whole turkey, so they bought a bunch of chickens. The American father gave a long speech to the Swedish neighbors they invited. He said, We are here to share our most important American tradition, a day of gratitude for the founding of our great nation. We hope that by sharing this meal, you will all see the value of American culture and maybe even adopt this holiday for yourselves. The Swedes just smiled politely. An American was visiting the company I work for in Japan. During a meeting, he stood up and erased our lead engineer's complex diagram from the whiteboard. He then drew a simple flow chart. He said, "Look, your process is too complicated. In the US, we use the KISS method. Keep it simple. Stupid, you guys are overthinking everything. This is how we would do it at my company in Ohio. It's faster and more efficient." He was so proud of himself while our entire team just stared in disbelief at the brilliant work he had just destroyed. I was on a train in Switzerland going through the Alps. An American woman was talking loudly on her phone. "Honey, you won't believe these mountains. They are huge, but honestly they are a little too pointy. The Rockies in Colorado are much better. They are more majestic and less jagged, and we have better ski resorts. These Swiss mountains are nice to look at, but they are not very practical. They should really smooth them out a bit." She then took a selfie and captioned it, "Just okay mountains." An American tourist in a Scottish castle asked the tour guide, "Why are all the hallways so narrow and the stairs so steep? This is a major violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. How are people in wheelchairs supposed to get around in America? All our historical sites are fully accessible. You should be ashamed of this lack of inclusivity. This place needs a serious upgrade with some ramps and an elevator. It's just basic common sense." The guide just blinked and said, "The castle was built in the 14th century. I was at a cafe in Copenhagen when an American started a conversation with me. He found out I was Danish and said, 'Oh, Denmark. You guys are famous for something, right? Is it chocolate?' 'No. That's Belgium. Waffles.' 'No. That's Belgium, too. You know, you guys should really work on your branding. America has Hollywood and cowboys and New York City. You need a thing. You should hire an American marketing firm to figure out a national brand for you. It would be great for tourism." An American businessman was in our office in Mumbai, India. He saw people drinking chai in the afternoon. He called a meeting and told us, "This afternoon tea break is killing your productivity. In America, we power through the day with coffee and energy drinks. We don't take naps or drink tea. That's why our economy is #1. From now on, I want everyone working through the afternoon. No more chai. We are implementing a new American-style work ethic here. You will thank me later when you see the results." He was fired a week later. I was working at a zoo in Australia. An American family was at the koala enclosure. The father read the sign and then said to his kids, "Look, it says here, they sleep 20 hours a day. How lazy is that? In America, even our bears work harder than that. This is a terrible role model for animals. They should train them to be more active and entertaining for the guests. This is just a waste of a perfectly good exhibit. I want a refund on my ticket. I came to see animals do stuff, not just sleep." An American student at my university in the Netherlands was confused by the grading system. We use a 1 to 10 scale. She got a 7, which is a good grade. She went to the professor to complain. "I don't understand this grade. What is a 7? Is that like a C or a D? In America, we have A, B, C, D, F. It's simple and everyone understands it. This number system is confusing and foreign. You should switch to the American system so we international students can understand how we are doing." I overheard an American couple arguing in front of Michelangelo's David in Florence. The wife said, "I don't like it. He's not wearing any clothes. It's indecent." The husband replied, "Honey, it's art." She said, "Why, I don't care. In America, our statues have clothes on, or at least a strategically placed leaf. This is just pornography. They should make him some marble pants or something. I'm not taking a picture of this. My friends back home would be scandalized. This whole country has no sense of modesty." An American was on a beach in Thailand trying to order a drink. He yelled at the waiter, "I want a Diet Coke, DIETCOKE. The waiter brought him a Coke Zero. The American pushed it away. No, this is not what I ordered. I want a Diet Coke. They are completely different. How can you run a beach bar and not have America's favorite diet soda? This is unbelievable. I need you to go to a store and buy me a Diet Coke right now. I'm a paying customer and I get what I want. I was in a bookstore in New Zealand, and an American was trying to find the history section. He asked the clerk, "Where is your American history section?" The clerk showed him. The American looked at the single shelf and said, "This is it. This is all you have. In America, our bookstores have huge sections on our history. It's the most important history in the world. You should have more books about us. You have a whole section on New Zealand history, and who even cares about that?" No offense. An American tourist in Egypt was looking at the pyramids. He said to his tour guide, "These are impressive for their time, I guess, but they are just triangles. We have way more complex architecture in Las Vegas. We have a pyramid hotel, and it's much bigger and it has a light on top. Have you guys ever thought about updating these? You could cover them in glass or at a restaurant. At the top, it would be a much better use of the space. You have to think about the future, not just the past." My friend works in a high-end watch shop in Switzerland. An American came in and looked at the expensive watches. He then pulled out his phone and said, "See, my Apple Watch does all this and more. It tells time, it gets my emails, it tracks my steps. Why would anyone pay thousands of dollars for one of these dumb old watches? It's obsolete. Technology. You guys are stuck in the past. In America, we embrace innovation. You should start selling smartwatches if you want to stay in business." An American was in a bakery in Vienna and tried to order a donut. The baker showed him a krapfen, which is a similar pastry. The American shook his head. No. I want a donut, a round thing with a hole in the middle, with sprinkles like from Dunkin' Donuts. This is just a ball of jelly. It's not the same. How can you call yourself a bakery and not have a basic donut? It's the most popular breakfast pastry in the world. You are missing out on a huge market. I was on a flight from Tokyo to Los Angeles. The American man next to me was watching a Japanese movie with subtitles. He flagged down the flight attendant and said, "Excuse me, this movie is broken. The audio is in Japanese. Can you switch it to the English version?" The flight attendant explained it was a Japanese film. The man replied, "Well, they should have dubbed it. In America, all our foreign films are dubbed into English. Nobody wants to read a movie. It's just lazy filmmaking. This is a 10-hour flight. I need proper entertainment." An American family was visiting a quiet village in the English countryside. The father said loudly, "It's nice here, but it's too quiet." "Where is the background music?" In Disney World. They have a constant soundtrack playing to enhance the experience. This place needs a theme song, something folksy. It would make it feel more authentic. You can't just have silence, it's unsettling. It feels like something is missing. You need to create a better atmosphere for the tourists. An American hiker was on a trail in the Canadian Rockies. He saw a sign that said, "You are in bear country." He then asked a park ranger, "So, what time do you let the bears out?" "We want to make sure we get a good picture." "Is there a schedule in Yellowstone?" "They have a pretty good system for making sure the tourists see the animals. We have been walking for an hour and we haven't seen a single bear. We paid good money to get into this park and we expect to see some bears." I was at a farmer's market in Provence, France. An American woman was inspecting a tomato. She said to the farmer, "Is this organic? Is it non-GMO? Is it gluten-free?" The farmer, a man who had been growing tomatoes his whole life, just looked at her blankly. She continued, "In America, we have very strict labels for our food. I need to know exactly what I'm eating. You should have a certification system. How do I know this is safe? I can't just buy any random tomato off a table. It's a health risk." An American was in a hospital in Spain after a minor accident. He was complaining to the nurse, "I need my medical records from my doctor in Texas. You need to call him and have them faxed over. My insurance is Blue Cross Blue Shield." "You should be in their network." The nurse tried to explain that the systems were completely different. The American said, "Look, we are all part of the modern world. Your hospital should be compatible with the American healthcare system. It's the best in the world. This is just bureaucratic nonsense." An American tourist in Amsterdam rented a bicycle. He was immediately confused by the bike lanes and the traffic. He started yelling, "Which side of the road am I supposed to be on? Where are the stop signs? Why is everyone going so fast? This is chaos. In America, we have clear rules for cyclists. This is a death trap. You people need to learn how to organize your traffic. I'm going back to the hotel before I get killed. This is the most dangerous city I have ever been to." I was working in a coffee shop in Melbourne, Australia, known for its great coffee. An American came in and asked for a regular coffee. I asked if he meant a long black or an Americano. He got annoyed. "No, a regular coffee like from a diner. Just a normal cup of coffee. You just brew it in a machine. It's not complicated. Why do you guys have to make everything so fancy? I just want a simple cup of Joe. You're trying to be too European. Just be normal." An American was at a performance of the Vienna State Opera during a quiet moment in the area. His phone rang loudly with a classic rock ringtone. He answered it and started talking. "Hey man, yeah, I am in some opera thing. It's pretty boring. All in German or something, no. I can't leave yet. The wife is into it." People were shushing him from all directions. He just waved his hand dismissively and kept talking. He seemed to believe his phone call was more important than the live performance everyone had paid to see.